Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are continuing our adventure in Maze. This maze book. And today for the tea, I have some jasmine. In this tin here, and I have my mug, and I'm going to put the jasmine in this little tea strainer that I have. So let me get the water boiling, and then I will get our tea ready here. Alright, so I've got my boiling water on hand. So we'll just go ahead and get our tea scooped over here. I don't want to make it too strong. It's in the evening, and I know that jasmine tea, I think it has caffeine in it. I think it's made with black tea. Yeah, so I'll go a little light like that. Close up our little strainer here. And pour our water. Just let that sit for a bit over here. Alright. Got a little bit of tea on my book here. So last time we explored through quite a few rooms. I wrote down the room numbers here so that we can be sure to take a different path than last time, and we certainly want to avoid room 24, which is where we ended last time, and it's that dark room that is basically the end of your journey. So we'll see what other rooms there are to explore this time. Alright, so room 1 let's see if we can find any clues here in what it says. So it says the entrance hall of the maze. They looked carefully at the bronze doors, trying to choose. The uncertainty of the visitors is one of my little pleasures. It's easy to get lost, I said helpfully. This can be a sinister place. The sun glared at me through the gateway. Something was ringing behind one of the doors. They spent some time trying to decide which door it was, not understanding that the silences of the maze are as eloquent as the sounds. Decisions, decisions, one of them said. Too many decisions. Story of my life, said another one. We don't want to be late, said a third, opening one of the doors. Nary a soul to be seen, said the first, peering into the gloom. I waited patiently for them to choose which way to go. So last time, according to my little notepad here, we went to room 20. And that didn't really turn out so well. I mean, we went to a lot of other rooms, so maybe 20 wasn't a bad start, but I want to try a different room this time to start. And I will write down our path as we go, just to help keep track. Okay, so I say we didn't see what that ringing was last time, and then the clue, I think, says that the silence is as eloquent as the sounds, so that still doesn't really give me much of an idea. There's a drum, a cup, what looks like a bottle, and an apple. Story, fable, tale, yarn. This word stands out because story, fable, and tale all seem like they all mean the same thing, right? Yarn stands out, so that's a little odd. This one's an apple. You eat it. The rest of these are not edible. And then there's a paper sticking out under this door. So there's a few reasons why this door is drawing attention to itself more than the others. So let's just go with that one. We'll go with 21. Okay, so we go through door 21. And we end up in a yard containing shrubs trimmed in ornamental shapes. This, I began, is called... We know what the name is, they interrupted. Why don't you just tell us which way to go? I wasn't referring to the plants, I said in a huff. I refused to say anything else, leaving them to find their own way. So, he was about to say what this place was called, and they said, we already know the name is, but I don't see anything that would indicate a name. There's that dreaded number 24. We do not want to go through that door for sure. That would be the end of our adventure for today if we did. We know what the name is. That's strange. Okay, so let's look around. It talks about the shrubs trimmed into ornamental shapes. And then the guide says, I wasn't referring to the plants. So what could he be referring to? This I began is called... Well, so we have 44. We haven't gone to that room yet, because I haven't written it down here from our last time. And 31 would also be a different room we have not gone to yet. There's some sort of like board sign here with like the snakes intertwined with each other, which reminds me of like the medicine symbol. Doesn't it have like snakes intertwined? Like for a hospital or something. And then there's a wrench down here. Huh. 44, 31. We're in room 21. I have no idea. I can't see any obvious clues. Even the trees back here are cut into ornamental shapes, which is interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can see 4 shrubs. They each have 2 spheres. And of course this bird. How did I not talk about the bird yet? I'm not sure what kind of bird that is, but quite lovely. There's a doorway behind the tree, but you can't see what it is. So that means you can't walk through it. Interesting. And then this one doesn't have a number either, so we can't go through that one. Okay. Before I forget, let me write this down. So we already went through 21. Yeah. Okay. Don't want that to dry out. I say let's just go through 44. It has stairs. Maybe that will lead somewhere interesting. Okay. 44. Here we go. And we are in a courtyard of palms and statues. The trees waved to each other in the breeze. Who left the door open? They wanted to know. We came in that way, I offered, but they were convinced that we had entered by another door entirely. Okay, interesting. They vanished through the wall and I followed them to, and then we decide what room to go through. So that's strange that the group of people that we're supposedly with maybe they thought we came through this door. Okay. I think this might be a clue. We came in that way. That's really weird. Okay, so the people are saying, hey, why did this door get left open? And then the guide says, we came in that way. But they were convinced that we had entered through another door, because we just came from room 21, supposedly. but the guide's saying we came through this door. That's really confusing. That is really confusing. Then does that mean the room we were just in is actually room 18, not 21? Like maybe the room numbers are wrong? But then that would make the book not work very well. This is like blowing my mind now. Okay. So we only have two options. Go back to the room we came from, which was on page 21, or go to page 18. And we haven't gone to page 18 yet. Okay, let me write this down. We're in 44 now. So, okay. This may be one of those times where there's like the, it's giving us a clue to go back the way we came. And, you know what, I'm gonna just adjust really quick. Okay, so I know we were just in room 21, and if we think about 21, the only options were 44 or 31. That is so confusing. This rope and the fact that the door is open really makes me want to go to room 18. There's an alligator chained to a tree. It looks like it's been walking in circles trying to catch this little bird, maybe. That's really cruel. That's really terrible. I feel bad. I feel really bad for this alligator crocodile thing. It says a courtyard of palms and statues, but I only see one palm tree. There's another bird, a white bird again. It looks similar to the one we were just in. I'm generally inclined to go back to room 21. I know some of you probably want to see what's behind what's in 18, but I feel like the whole, like, the thing playing tricks with us coming out of this door, even though, like, we were supposed to have come out of this one. And the bird looks like the bird in the last room. Like, I feel like it's sort of subtly telling us to go back to where we just were, you know? I'm gonna do that. Let's go back to 21 and see. Maybe that's not the way we were supposed to go, right? Okay, so we're back in 21. So I'm gonna just cross this out so we can still see the number so that we know we went to that one. But because there's an X on it, that means that we did it, that we ended up going back. We'll just have to remember that. And I'm sorry that my camera keeps moving, like my stand is just like, it's making me mad. Hold on, let me see if I can figure something out here. Okay, so we're back in room 21. So our only other option is to either go back. Oh no, we can't do that. Oh, that's weird. We can't even go back to the first room we were in. I wonder if that's a good sign. Okay, so we definitely can't do 24 because that's where we die. And so 31's our only other option, so let's go to 31. here we are. It says we are in a melancholy little courtyard surrounded by a brick wall, too high to see over. A dead tree lifted its bone-white branches to a sky filling with gray clouds. It seems like we've taken a lot of outdoor type rooms. Okay, and then it says, those doors look very strange, they said. You should say they look very strangely, I corrected them. They seem to be watching us. A sudden gust of wind made the branches clatter against each other like old boards. Dead leaves began to gather at our feet. Shivering in the wind, we managed to push open one of the doors. I'm not sure what we should go for here. So we came from 21. 44, we were in 44. It was that garden. The one that had the rope around door 18. So that's so confusing, because if we go through that door, then it will do that thing that we end up going to room 18. Okay. But then there's room 19. Alright, so there's like baskets of dead leaves on the ground here. This tree's really cool. It has like these little holes like in it, like these naturally formed holes, like as if the branches got pulled back and wrapped back into the tree, you know, as it was growing. There's rakes. I'm not seeing like anything that would lead me in any particular direction. We know what's behind 44. It's going to take us to room 44, and then it's going to tell us that we came out of door 18. So these doors are tricky, right? Okay, let's just go with 19. Let's see where that takes us. So, before I forget, we went to 31, and now we're going to go to 19. So room 19. Let's go there. Alright. Whoa, this is a cool room. Looks like it says a shaded portico. A late afternoon sun warmed the rough blocks of stone. Get out of the way, someone called. We moved into the yard, squinting at the strong light. One of them sat on a marble bench after I politely pushed some of the flowers aside. Did you pick these for me? She asked, looking me in the eye. I had to tell her the truth. In another part of the grounds, someone was singing, but they couldn't make out the words. Like children, they soon became restless and impatient to see something new. I have to say that the narrative is very, like, kind of reminds me of, like, Clue a bit. Like, the movie, where, you know, all of the people who are at the house and kind of wrapped up in the story, like, they all act like a bunch of bratty kids or whatever, like they're all kind of supposed to be unlikable to a certain degree, you know, like they're intentionally written that way. So I feel like the group of people that's supposed to be with us in this maze, they're all supposed to be like kind of annoying and like, and unlikable. I get that impression. Okay, so we were just in room 21, so our only other option is room 11, unless you can see like another number somewhere. I don't see anything. This guy's painting. He's got a pointy hat. The statue's got a pointy hat. So far we've been outdoors in all of our rooms. I think it's pretty interesting. The trees are very pointy. That's interesting. Maybe we're supposed to be looking for pointy things, trees, whatever. Maybe that's our clues, to stay around shrubs or outdoors. I'm not sure. Alright, well, let's see where door 11 takes us. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. This is bad. This is bad, you guys. Oh no. There's that dreaded room 24. So we went through 11, right? Oh gosh, okay. I hate this room. Okay, we're definitely not going through door 24. Like, forget that. And we can't go back to room 19 that we just came. This is like the catch-all room. It's like your last chance to get out. So, okay, so it says, an airy room with many doors. It was a big space, but I still felt crowded. I've always hated confinement. Whatever you do, I warned them, don't touch that. It must be an important room, said one of them. It has more doors than any of the other rooms. This actually was not true, but I didn't want to interrupt. With so many paths crossing here, we must be close to the center, she continued. Yeah, that's a center we don't want to go to. I had noticed this guest before. I would have to be careful. Oh, wait, I had noticed this guest before. I would have to be careful. This is an important choice, I said, trying to encourage them. Gratefully, leaving the room, we walked all the way to 40. We're going to 40. Yeah, this room is just bad news. That room is bad news. The door's open. I don't want to go through it. Okay, so let's go to 40. We've been in room 40 before. Oh, see, look. I forgot to check what I wrote down before. I would have known that we had already been to room 11. But it was our only choice in the last room, right? So let's go to room 40. Okay, 40. 40. Okay. Yes, we have been to this room before. 11 is bad news. I'm gonna put a box around 11. Because we know that means we're getting close to doom, and we don't want to go that way. So we just took room 40 again. We've been here before, and last time we came from room 38. So we haven't been to room 6 yet. So I'm thinking we should do that. Room 6. Alright, so let's read what it says about this room again. I found the foundation of the maze. Deep underground stones had been carved and fitted. Passages opened in the natural rock. These symbols are quite unusual, said one. They seem to be primitive signs. Do you know what signs? I asked him. Oh, you know, wind and water, hills and planets. It was surprising that he could identify any of the symbols, but I was relieved that he couldn't read them correctly. Choosing more or less a random room, they went through passage 6. So let's get to 6. haven't been here before. Here we go. Oh, crap. Oh, no. Okay, I think we're gonna have to go back to 38, but let's read what it says here. Okay. A gloomy cave-like place, far underground. Even I was oppressed by the weight that hung over our heads. A very small hole, high above, admitted a feeble light. Standing in the light, one of them put his hand out. I think it'll maybe rain out there. They didn't like the look of the place. You continue to judge everything by the way it looks, I cried, exasperated by their timidity. I knew I shouldn't have said anything. If you think of all the deceptions practiced in my family, particularly on my father. Well, that's very deeply personal. Wow, we're getting a little bit of backstory now in our guide. Okay. Okay, wow, there's a lot here being said. How it looks. There's an eye. See, I'm wondering if, if any of these symbols should be, used. Okay, this notice says something. Important notice. All those who are visiting this something must be aware that what the hell? Individual something himself as the blank, no other than okay. Well, the important part is ripped off. Okay. Let's read what the host said, or the guide said again. You continue to judge everything by the way it looks, I cried, exasperated by their timidity. I knew I shouldn't have said anything. If you think of all the deceptions practiced in my family, particularly on my father, ... Deceptions practiced in my family on my father. Deceptions on his father. That's really weird. I really don't know what to make of that. Perhaps that will make more sense later on? Okay. Well, since we can't walk through these doors because we don't know what rooms they lead to, we don't have a number to go by, we have to go back through 40. Those who are visiting this something must be aware that the individual I can't tell what that says. Himself as the blank is no other blank that the something. Alright. Okay, so back to 40 we go. So we went to 6. Let's just write this down. 6. And then we had to go back to 40. And this will be we'll know that that was what we did last time. So let's go back to 40. Okay. We're back in this room. And we are going to end this episode here. Oh, there's even a door down there. I wish I knew what door that was. How do we go through the doors that don't have numbers? So, alright, thank you for joining me. Be sure to look out for the next episode. We'll continue our adventure through Maze. Alright, guys, bye.